Cleveland. Senator Cleveland.
Here.
Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Kemmerer.
Here.
Senator Knopf.
Here.
Senator Knapp. Senator Mendal.
Here.
Senator McConnell.
Here.
Senator Moniak.
Here.
Senator Perry. Senator Pitcock.
Here.
Senator Ricks.
Here.
Senator Sahene.
Present.
Senator Sheldon.
Here.
Senator Smith.
Here.
Senator Thayer.
Here.
Senator Underwood.
Here.
Senator Valencia.
Present.
Senator Withers.
Present.
Will everyone please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Senator Pitcock.
Move to approve the minutes from last week's meeting.
Second.
Unanimous.
Senator Pitcock moves to approve the minutes from last week's meeting, seconded by Senator Beckstead. Unanimous was called. Motion carries. Senator Sheldon.
I move to approve the agenda for today with the amendment of striking out Dr. Candy Turley Ames, Dean of College of Arts and Letters, under announcements and correspondence.
Second.
Senator Sheldon moves to approve today's agenda, striking out Dr. Candy Turley Ames, Dean of College of Arts and Letters, from announcements and correspondence. Seconded by Senator Beckstead. Unanimous was called. Motion carries. We'll now give the time to the gallery if there's anyone that would like to approach the Senate. And as you approach the Senate, if you wouldn't mind stating your name and spelling it for the minutes, please.
My name is Stephen Moldenhauer, Steven Moldenhauer.
Okay.
Alrighty. I would like to speak on Senator Sheldon's resolution. The resolution brings up something that is currently instated in at Boise State and University of Idaho, with the fee going towards the students to be able to allow students to attend theater productions. I think that this would help student attendance and help the productions grow. The other point I would like to make is that the money in this is going to be not for administration or educational purposes, which is it will stay within the confines of the Student Board of Education. It will not be affecting. It will stay within the allotted area. So, with that.
One moment, Stephen. Is there any questions for Stephen? All right. Thank you. Anyone else? And as you speak, if you wouldn't mind speaking into the microphone so that Senator Buchelman can also hear.
My name is Lakota Terrace, Lakota, Terrace, Terrace. I would also like to speak on behalf of Senator Sheldon's resolution. I have an interesting perspective on this because I was present the last time the theater department proposed this in 2010, 2011. This, as Stephen Moldenhauer pointed out, will go towards the students in that you would think that theater people would be so comfortable speaking in front of large groups. We're actually not. Let's just break that ice. So the proposal is the $5.22 increase. It would come from every student currently enrolled or who pays tuition. I looked it up. The current number is, or the most recently recorded number is 9,014. Times that by $5.22, and you have almost $50,000 going towards the theater productions at ISU. And that would fundamentally change our theater department in terms of what we are able to do with productions. I've worked in the ISU costume shop for many years, and the costume professor, Terry Young, frequently says, we have a budget of $20. And that's not too much of a hyperbole in terms of what we're able to spend on costumes after we procure rights, after we get materials for building the set, and all of those other things. In addition to that, you have student labor that comes directly out of the theater budget, which provides opportunities for students both in the costume and technical fields to gain real-world experience. These people behind me are not just actors and dancers. They are carpenters, they are seamstresses, they are tailors. The theater is more than just what you see on stage. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes that still costs money. So yes, that's all. That's what I have to say.
Thank you. Any questions for Lakota? Senator Sheldon?
Lakota, you are part of the music department as well, are you not?
Yes, actually, I technically graduated last August. This is my interim year between now and grad school, so.
Could you talk a little bit about what the current dedicated fee that goes to music, what that allows the music students to do?
So anyway, the music department is set up in such a way now that all enrolled students pay a similar music fee, or not necessarily, it's not ascribed a music fee, but some small fee that's included in their full-time tuition that enables them to attend faculty recitals, choir, band, and orchestra concerts for free. And it has been that way, I think, for at least a decade, if not more than that. But with theater, we still have to pay that fee. Yeah. Oh, I thank you for getting me to stay up here, because there was something that I wanted to read just to impart the importance of what my colleagues and I do, and just sort of to appeal to your pathos, if you will. Yay, Comm 101. In our world, it is becoming harder and harder to communicate with each other simply in honesty on a gut level. Yet we still go to the theater to have a communion with the truth of our existence. And ideally, we leave it knowing that kind of communication is still possible. When truth and virtue are so rare in almost every area of our society, the world needs theater, and the theater needs actors who will bring the truth of the human soul to the stage. The theater may now be the only place in society where people can go to hear the truth. I'll leave you with that.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is David Fox, DAVIDFOX. Nice and simple. I am also speaking on behalf of Daniel Sheldon's proposition 536, I believe it was. I just feel this general fee would be beneficial to not only students that are in the program itself, but people that are wanting to go to shows and maybe are dissuaded from having to buy a ticket for $7 that it is for students every time they want to go to a show. Having just a flat fee that's lower will allow those students to attend more of our shows when otherwise they may not be able to, while also just the importance can't be stressed enough, I don't think, how how much it would affect our department. The plays we do are there are a huge amount of, like, we have our classes, and we are taught how to act, and we are taught how to build sets, we are taught how to sew, et cetera, but shows allow us to really put that into practice, and it's really where we get to hone in on ourselves, on all the skills that we are being taught, and being able to go even further with that, to the point where with more funding we might be able to do another show during a semester, or just really enhance anything that we are already doing. I guess that's it.
Any questions for David? All right, thank you, David.
Thank you.
My name is Talia Linker, spelled Talialenker. I would just like to add on to what all of my colleagues and peers have been saying. Basically, the reason that I'm going to school, of course, is to help me with my future and hopefully be able to become a person that has her profession in the arts and in theater. With this little bit more funding $5.22, that's really not too big of a burden on any of our pocketbooks. Am I right? I mean, it's not that much. And just that much from each of the students added to our budget would be able to, it would enable our program to just have one more leg up, and the professionalism, the level of professionalism of the shows that we could produce and put up would just be that much higher. And I believe that that would help enable myself and all of my peers to be that much more prepared when going out into our professional lives.
Thank you. Any questions for Talia? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tanner Morton, TannerMorton. I'm speaking on behalf of Alpha Psi Omega. I'm the co-president of our theater fraternity on campus. And I'd just like to make 2 points. Firstly, my colleagues that have been talking have been mentioning that they want to better their futures and their careers in the arts. There are some of us in the theater department who do not wish to move to the arts, but are still, myself personally, I am going into a marriage and family therapy master's degree, and the arts are very beneficial for me. And there are many other theater minors, there are many other theater majors who need this undergrad. They teach me communication skills. It teaches me leadership skills. I learn a lot about myself and about others and communication with others, and that means a lot. I'd also like to just point out the fact that a lot of classes at ISU, they make it mandatory for students to attend Idaho State University shows. There are Shakespeare classes, there are English classes. It's mandatory for individuals to come, and it lessening the cost for those shows not only helps us by helping us to adapt to a larger audience, but it also helps those individuals a little bit by not having to pay so much to come to our shows. And that's all that I have.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Tanner? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jack Johnson, JackJohnson. And before I say anything, I'd like to go on record by saying that I've never been, am not, or will never claim to be PC, but I will try my best. I'm speaking also on behalf of Daniel Sheldon's. The word is proposition. I first and foremost in the department, I'm an actor, and it took me a while to understand that that's what I wanted to do with my life, and which is a big scary thing, as we all know. Most of us are students, but on behalf of the theater department behind me and the professors also that I represent and just the entire what we do up on that hill, I don't really want to talk about money because money is not, I don't think it's the most important thing. I think the most important thing is taking pride in what we do as Bengals, as citizens of where we live and our relationship to each other. And I was thinking about it and I just keep thinking, what would happen if like anything in the sports department, like can you imagine football players going onto the field without pads or helmets, or volleyball players with no net or anything like that? And that may be a very big overheard statement, but we do some pretty good work. But just imagine what we can do if we were fully a priority just like any other department. And I get really excited when I think about that. I think about the things that we pull off compared to the things that we could be doing. And that gets me jonesed in my bones. And so it's important to every one of us, and it's important to me too as a ISU student. And I think it could be important to not only ISU as a whole, but the community that we represent. We bring something very special to the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions for Jack? All right, thank you, Jack.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the ASISU Senate, gathered students. My name is Sam Lyle, S-A-M-L-Y-L-E, in case you're writing that down. And I come before you in firm support of Senator Sheldon's resolution. I'm a senior in the theater department, and I'm out of breath because I'm always running late due to my insane schedule up there. So, forgive me. I come before you today to talk about a few things. First and foremost, we'll get right down to the dirty stuff. Money, it isn't actually this resolution, this idea proposed by Daniel, our wonderful theater representative here in the Senate. It's not going to increase student fees at all. It's just taking part of the increase that's already going to happen anyway and allocating it to us theater students. And I want to talk to you about why that's really, really, really important. And since this is a question and answer, well, it's staged as such, period, I'd like to, by raise of hand, how many of you have been to see a ISU theater production? Okay. How many of you did not go because it cost money? Don't lie. Don't lie. All right. This is the real question, though. How many of you came to see James and the Giant Peach? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what James and the Giant Peach deserves. That show, in case you didn't know, was put on with a $0 budget. And that was made possible due to a lot of help from Utah State? The old Lyric Repertory Company, because we have the most fantastic professor that I've ever had a chance to work with, Vanessa Ballum, right back here, working with us and helping us in producing these shows. That show, I can tell you, single-handedly changed my life, the life of every single person in that cast, and guarantee changed the course of the lives of hundreds of kids that came into attendance. ISU has the potential to become an arts university. We have the 4th best performing arts center in the country. Yeah. Clap for that. The Students Performing Arts Center is a beautiful venue, and the fact that shows with a subpar budget are going on up there is a travesty. When Norm Schroeder began working here, our lovely professor back over there, he was working with a budget that was, 10-15% larger than it is now? Ish? In actual dollars. Counting for inflation, we've seen a 50% budget decrease in the last 15 years? 15 years. That is nuts. And makes it impossible for us to put on the quality of shows that our students are capable of and want to do. known for being a podunk town in the middle of nowhere. And I challenge you to take this opportunity to make it a center for the arts, an area where people can come and see productions that blow them out of the water. We have a fantastic music department that is fully funded. We have a fantastic band and choir that pay their students to be involved. Why can't we take that money and fund it towards sets, props, costumes, things that can bring a show from ordinary to extraordinary? I challenge you to take up that flag. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jenna Davies, JENNADAVIES, and I am here to speak on behalf of what we've all been talking about, the resolution that Daniel Sheldon brought. And now I know that you guys, I haven't seen your faces, so I'm assuming you guys are not theater students. You're not all about what we are. And we've been up here talking about what we feel and how important it is to us. And I know that from your guys' standpoint, you need to know why it's important to ISU and why it's important to Pocatello. As Sam was talking about, we have the 4th best performing arts center in the nation. It is a phenomenal facility that could be fully functioning. Unfortunately, we are not using it to its capabilities. We put on, to the best of our ability, the best shows that we can. We do not have the budget to use that space in accordance to how it should be used. We should be known for the arts here at ISU because of our facility. If Pocatello and ISU is going to go to so much work to make a facility that is known nationally, I think we should have the arts and the theater to back it up. Now, I know that you guys are probably business students and something else. I don't know. You're probably not in the arts very much unless we have some music students or something. So I know that it might not be at the top of your list, but it is to ours. I am a business minor. So I'm a theater major, business minor. It is important to me. We use these shows as a resume for us. We use them to put under our name. So when we graduate, we have a chance. And when we leave, we take those resumes and that's everything we've got. And if we have obscure shows that nobody knows about, that nobody's seen, and if ISU isn't a very credible show for theater, we're doomed. We love this performing arts center. We live, breathe, eat, everything there. We're there from 8 a.m. till 12 at night. We work incredibly hard at what we do up there, but we need it to be better. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any questions for Jenna? All right, thank you.
Hello, friends. I am Justin Lewis, JUSTINLEWIS, and guess what I'm going to talk about? I am here to talk about Daniel Sheldon's proposition. Now, I am not the best one to ask about this as I am a freshman here. This is my first year. I don't have a ton of experience with this. However, the theater department, the individuals in the theater department were the first ones to welcome me and made me feel extremely at home in this wonderful little college that we have going. And we work extremely hard on these productions. We put in hundreds of hours of work, and I personally, I don't know about the rest of them, but I don't get paid. I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because it's fun, and it would be extremely helpful if other students were able to make it to these productions. I ask my friends, hey, are you going to the show? Oh, no, it costs money. I don't really want to go. If we had that opportunity to make it accessible to everyone, my friends would have less reasons to not go, and that would be helpful for me and the rest of the department. My main goal is not to be an actor. I am a non-traditional student in the aspect that I am a theater major, but I am not going into anything theater. I'm going into optometry. Optometry is my main goal, but having a theater major makes me a well-rounded student, and it gives me opportunities that I wouldn't have otherwise. I wouldn't be able to be speaking in front of people. I wouldn't be able to have the interview skills that I have. I wouldn't be able to have the confidence to be able to express myself the way that I do and the way that theater allows me to. And I think that more people should have that opportunity. Thank you.
Any questions for Justin? Senator Cleveland.
Thank you, and thank you for coming. So thank you for everybody who's come today. I have a general question, not necessarily for you, but for anybody who wants to answer. I totally agree that we need to support the theater department and we need to support funding for that. However, I don't necessarily agree with cutting the budget for other people. So what I want to hear from you and what I want to hear from the other students is I need you guys to convince me why we should cut funding for other people and put it to your department.
Anyone want to take this one?
I can also.
Senator Sheldon.
The resolution does not promote a cut to any department. It is simply a raise in fees, but no other department, no activity fee is getting cut by it.
During caucus, you said you were cutting the ASISU budget.
Only by the amount that they're currently giving
Increasing?
to theater. So the total budget for ASISU actually stays at 0.
Okay. Okay. I think I get it. Maybe. Probably not, but.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
My name is DJ Click, DJ KLICK. I'm speaking on behalf of Daniel Sheldon's resolution. I personally have been acting for an extremely long time and am proud to call myself a paid actor for the last several years, 3 and counting. And the entire reason that I'm in theater is because I realized how many people that I come into contact with and how many people I influence and how many people I touch. Anthony Hopkins once spoke about how an actor in general, just in his daily life, reaches and talks to and is in contact with almost 100 times what the average person isn't being spoken to with. And when you add that to the people that their characters see and their characters touch, it's just exponentially growing. I love theater because I get to change people and I get to see what I can do to different people. I bring out huge emotion and different things in people and make them think deeply about things that they would rather never think about, but because of what we do, they have to. Theater from its very beginning has been banned over and over and over again. We've been talking today about in France in the 1600s, it was constantly being banned by the church due to a lot of different political aspects that were going on. Just recently, the movie The Interview came out, and many theaters were threatened with bombings should they choose to show this. Theater is one of the very few things in this world that can touch all cultures, all peoples, and in a way that we don't understand how deeply. It makes us need to do things. It makes us need to react and act in different ways. We fund so many different things, and that's great, but I've never seen someone go to a band concert and go home and completely rethink their entire life. A lot of half of them doze off halfway through a recital concert. In theater, we have people on the edge of their seats, not just while they're there, but when they go home and tear themselves apart, trying to figure out why our characters go through what they go through, and how these writers were able to understand the most intimate parts of their own lives. Theater touches people in ways nothing else can. And in this resolution, we're simply asking for help. We're asking that you help us reach our full potential in who we can reach and how we can reach them. Thank you.
Any questions for DJ? Senator Kemmerer.
So this goes back to just generally, I'm just curious. I know there's like royalties on plays and stuff. Could somebody, you or somebody else, give examples of like plays that I possibly might know and like the price range they normally are?
Do you want to come in?
Professor Hassenpflug, could you approach the Senate and you can sit here? And if you wouldn't mind spelling your name for the minutes as well.
Hasenpflug. I was not intending on soliciting the Senate this evening, but I want to answer the senator's question. Royalties can cost, if a show is old enough, that play could be in public domain, such as Shakespeare, or what did we do last year? Gondoliers was an opera / musical we did, which would be old enough to be in public domain, and that doesn't cost. Other shows like the one that we're planning on doing this summer, anything goes. Broadway style shows that you would hear of. The very new ones cannot be produced if they're still on Broadway because it's not legal to run a show that's currently in production at a certain level. But you can expect royalties to cost $1,500 to $2,500 would be the royalties for the kind of show that you've heard of. And if that answers the senator's question. Also to address Senator Cleveland's question, yeah, that is a little low. I think anything goes is probably about 3,200. Is that what? Maybe no, 3,800 perhaps. Yeah, but in terms of the ballpark of what we would expect to pay, we generally don't solicit the shows normally that would cost $10,000, which is why we're all talking here this evening. We wouldn't be able to afford that over time. Also to address Senator Cleveland's question, and I only want to just make sure that the question was answered accurately. What Senator Sheldon's proposal is recommending is effectively a reallocation. ASISU currently grants us through its favor about $52,000 annually, and that's during your appropriation, is that the correct word, appropriations process. What the fee would do would move it up to line item status. Therefore, you would be free of that $51,000, and you wouldn't be allocating to that to us anymore. And therefore, that's how we would not be cutting other departments, because you would have that money, quote, back, if you will. And therefore, we would be requesting, the students are requesting the production fee on the line item end, so that comes basically off the front. And then ASISU has, well, you've always had control over your allocations process, but I mean, this $50,000 thing that you typically grant us would be opened up once again for your own businesses, if that answers your question a little more clearly. Okay. Are there other questions from the senators?
Senator Madal.
I have two questions. So if this $5.22, out of which I think $2 and some change is from ISU and remaining will be from the tuition increase. So if the ASISU does not cut the funding, that means this $5.22 will be taken from the tuition, right? So that would be the increment in the tuition fees, right?
I believe that's correct, the way that the question is answered. In other words, you're saying if this was actually to be enacted, is your
Right.
question, where does it come from? Who's is that the question?
Yes.
Yeah, that comes on the front end. So that comes in the form of tuition,
From the tuition, right?
from that part. Yes, that is
And
accurate.
The next question is, so currently, I have been to a couple of theater programs here. Some of them have a fee. So if we do this, if we support this resolution, will all the programs put together by theater, would that be free?
Yes,
or would there
free,
still be-
free.
So it will be free, all of them?
Period. Yeah. And so one of the things that the resolution was trying to tout, if you will, is that basically for the price of one ticket, actually less than one ticket, since the total cost of the ticket is $7, for the price of $5.22, that's it. You go to all of them for free. And that's, of course, assuming that that's an ISU production that would not have anything to do with Season of Note or external acts that the departments aren't in charge for. But any theater, dance, ISU production, as currently as it is with music, would be free under this proposal. We grant that not every student on campus necessarily takes advantage of that, but that is the offer that we're making. So if they wanted to take advantage of that, then that's what we would do. Yeah, so any student who's paying that fee, it would all be free.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Senator Cameron.
So let's say this happens and it does end up being a fee just on tuition. I've heard that makes more people willing to go watch it because it's going to be free. So has there been plans to put that could put a lot more people in the crowds, maybe increasing shows? Are you willing to increase shows?
Oh, you bet.
Like,
I mean, one of the reasons, I don't want to draw you too far afield from your business. One of the reasons we cut a production of this, Professor Schroeder could tell us what year that was, but maybe that was 8 or 9 years ago. Is that accurate? About 8, 9 years ago, we were running 6 productions in a typical season. We're down to 5, one of which is children's and costs very little because the general expense of a show, I mean, it really varies depending on royalties and depending on what kind of scenery you want, what kind of costumes you want. But even it could cost 15, 20 grand to put on a show. So as the economy has gotten tighter and your allocations have tightened a little bit, and that's fine, sooner or later something had to give. So we cut a show. If we have the kind of line item fee that stabilizes that scenario, it's entirely plausible that a show could be added back. That would be something that the department would have to run numbers and figure out. So like maybe you could add it back in one year when you had more productions that cost a little bit less. And then if you do an expensive one the following year, you don't necessarily have a show. But I mean, I think ultimately, speaking as, the head and the representative of the department, that's something that faculty are very interested in. They only cut the show in the first place because they ran out of cash. And if things continue, and it's not even so much the Senate, I mean, paint costs 3 times as much, lumber costs 3 times as much, fabric, stuff that you wouldn't think about. Those costs just keep going up, and appropriations, logically are going down. And as you can see, those things are diverging, and sooner or later, another production, I'm not threatening, I don't think this would happen next year or anything, but sooner or later, the economics of that could force the curtailing of other productions too, or us looking only at public domain productions or something like that. Yes, I think adding productions would be a wonderful thing, and I think there would be people who want to do that.
Are there any other questions for Professor Haskins? All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Hello, my name is Nizar, and JD will be very difficult. Nizar, Nezar, last name Nujadi, Alnejidi. I am here on behalf of the Saudi Student Association, the student for Saudi Arabia students. We have more than 600 students in ISU. And one of the reasons for the scholarship program that we were sent from our government to Saudi Arabia is to learn first about the culture of the United States and learn from it and improve. Before education, it's not our first goal in here, because in Saudi Arabia we have more than 35 universities. So our goal is not academic, it's culture-wise. And art is the culture of the people. And we learn from the theater how the people is in here and how the people of the United States and what is their art. So we learn their culture, and that is fulfilling our first goal. And it's a small price to achieve our goal in a big way. And we are in support of this proposition, and we wish that you support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Nizar? Thank you.
How do you do? My name's Jim Bagley, Jimbagley. I was going to talk about something for the resolution. It had something to do with money, but that's been discussed. It's been discussed that there's a great facility. It's been discussed that we have fantastic actors who work night and day at fantastic productions. I've seen quite as many as I could get to with my busy schedule. I had to sort of change when I was coming up here what I was going to say. And what I would say is we have a great resource at our disposal. We have, once again, a fantastic facility, great actors. They put on great shows, and it would be a shame not to use it. We have many great facilities. We have the Rendezvous. We have the Student Union Building. We have Holt Arena. I'm an ex-football player, so I've spent a lot of time there. We use all of these facilities, but we have basically a glittering pearl on top of the hill. Everybody can see it, and yet it's not touched by most of the students. And I would encourage the passing of this resolution as the use of a resource instead of some burden or why are we doing this, why are we doing that. We're utilizing what we already have.
Thank you. Any questions for Jim? All right, thank you. Senator Thayer.
Point of personal privilege.
Yeah. Senator Sheldon.
I'd like to recognize Senator Pitcock.
Recognize.
Good evening, Senators. I'm here not to speak about the resolution, but I do thank everyone that has come to speak on that topic. Just wanted to give a few reminders. First of all, your checklists are due tomorrow, so make sure that you get those filled out. I know that some of the Senate committees have been changed a little bit, and maybe some of the heads have been changed or put in. So I wanted to give a reminder to everyone that is a head of the Senate committee that the report, when you turn in your checklist, is in the top right corner of the page that you can click on. Make sure you include all the meetings that have occurred for your Senate committee. Make sure to fill that out when you fill your checklist out as well. I'd appreciate that. And then, just as Senator McConnell mentioned, KISU is something that all senators are required to do every semester. So go ahead and get started on that. Don't save it for the end. So everyone goes at once. So start planning that into your schedule. And that's all I have. If there are any questions, I will yield to them.
Thank you, Chief of Staff Reed. All right. At this time, seeing no announcements or correspondence, we will move to President's Report.
Decided to sit in the other chair, switch it up a little bit. Good evening, everyone. Great to be with you again. Just wanted to apologize for my absence last week. I was in Texas. I was interviewing at a graduate school. Find out in a couple weeks if I get in, so cross your fingers for me. First off, thank you to everybody in the gallery who came and spoke and gave their opinion. We really appreciate that in ASISU. And while you're all here, I want to give a plug for elections. Filing for elections is open for senator positions or my position or other ASISU positions. So if you're interested in student government, stop by our office downstairs and we can give you some more information, and we hope maybe you're interested in running. So a few items I'd like to discuss. I think, well, I know we have a lot of ASISU t-shirts left. So when we go to Idaho Falls, I'd like if we could bring some there, and outreach, if you guys could find a way to at least contact the other outreach campuses and see if there's a way that we can get some up there, ask them what they need. I think that would be really great. I think they really appreciate that. And then also maybe an activity that we could do as a Senate or as ASISU is to go to an activity, an SAB event or a basketball game or something with these shirts and just hand them out to the crowd, kind of get some exposure for us, maybe talk about elections or introduce yourself as a senator. You guys could decide if you wanted to do that or what activity you'd like to go to. But if that's something you do want to do, please let me know. I'd love to go with you. Maybe even talk to the cheerleaders. They could help us out and get into an athletic event. And then just kind of an update on the Student Activity Fee Advisory Committee. Next Monday, myself and Finance Officer Bodley will be presenting on behalf of ASISU. That whole process will end next Tuesday. So we're coming up, and then that's when we'll have our recommendations for the SBCC committee, because that's all that committee is for. It's an advisory committee, so we'll be making recommendations. And then, I guess, on the resolution, just, I guess, some background information for all of you. We are having all these fee hearings, and this new fee hasn't been a part of it. From what I understand, the process is there's a recommendation for the new fee, which they did, and it goes up a chain of command in their department, and then if their department, if it gets through the chain of command, that recommendation comes to us as the Student Activity Fee Advisory Committee. And from what I understand, that their recommendation didn't make it through the chain of command for whatever reasons. I don't know them. So it's not even something that we have even a hearing that we've had in the Student Activity Fee Advisory Committee. So just a little background information on the situation for the Senate. And then I guess maybe a point of clarification that I'd like to clear up or make sure that I understand it correctly, Senator Sheldon. The reallocation of the 52,000 will be taken, the proposal is it will be taken from the ASISU budget and contributed to the line item. So we wouldn't have that money at all afterwards. Is that correct?
Essentially, that is correct.
So it wouldn't affect our other line items per se. It would just not be in our budget, so we wouldn't have to worry about that allocation in the future. Just so a point of clarification, I felt like it may have been misinterpreted, or maybe I misinterpreted it during the discussion. Other than that, are there any questions that you have for me? All right. Yep. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, President Tingy. With that, we'll move to Chair and Committee reports. Senator Pro Temp's Chair, Senator McConnell.
Thank you, Vice President Basto. So my committee, I sent out a doodle, and so we just determined our meeting time. So our first meeting will be Saturday, February 7th at 3:00 p.m. So hopefully all of you chairs will have had your first meeting by that time. Then we can meet up and we'll discuss any issues, or if you need some inspiration, that's what we're here for. So in the meantime, meet with your committees and ask me if you have any questions. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator McConnell. Senator Johnson,
I'd like to recognize Senator Thayer.
recognize. All right. Finance Committee, Senator Valencia.
Sorry. Really quick, in finance, we had 2 matched deposits. First one, Institute for Electrical and Electronics Engineers. They had 2 donations for matched at $96.66 and AK Sci for the full $400 from their raffle. Any questions on those really quick? I would like to move to approve the match deposits for $96.66 and $400.
Seconded.
Senator Valencia moves to approve the match deposits of $496, seconded by Senator McConnell. Roll call.
Senator Beckstead?
Yes.
Senator Buchelman? Was that a yes? Senator Cleveland?
Yes.
Senator Johnson?
Yes.
Senator Kemmerer,
Abstain.
Senator Knall, Senator Knapp,
Yes.
Senator Mandal,
Yes.
Senator McConnell,
Yes.
Senator Muniat,
Yes.
Senator Perry, Senator Pitcock,
Yes.
Senator Ricks,
Yes.
Senator Sahne, Senator Sheldon,
Yes.
Senator Smith, Senator Thayer,
Abstain.
Senator Underwood,
Yes.
Senator Valencia,
Yes.
Senator Withers.
Yes.
Motion carried. Senator Valencia.
We also had our hearing for our first contingency fund, and I just want to yield my time to Mr. Tynan O'Neill so he can talk to you guys about it really quick. I hope you all read this. It was sent to you. Read your email.
Having us today. Do you need Dustin's name again? Okay. So we are members of the ISU cheer team. We are here to ask for new signs and megaphones, so money for new signs and megaphones. I just want to give you a little tutorial on our current equipment. All of them have tape on them to seal up holes that we have. This one's missing the mouthpiece, the ends. This one is barely staying together still. And they're all like that, all falling apart. So basically, the reason we're coming here is because we spend a lot of time fundraising, but this year we have not been able to raise the money to cover the expenses that we already had, expenses going to nationals, and on top of that to pay for this equipment. What we are asking for $616.40 would help us get 10 new megaphones. We typically have 10 men on our team. The megaphones are used by the guys. Megaphones are used at football games and when we compete and perform at different competitions throughout Idaho. We also have signs that are deteriorated and we're in need of some new ones. Some of the fundraising efforts, just to tell you, we don't have specific fundraisers for this purpose because our fundraising all goes into one account that pays for multiple things from shoes to uniforms to plane tickets to go to Anaheim for nationals, which is a good way to get ISU's name out there. And that's kind of our big thing every year is to compete at nationals. Anytime we travel, that is on our budget as well from fundraising. So Utah State, when we went to that game, or University of Utah, when we went to that game as well, that's all on our budget and comes out of the fundraising that we've done. To tell you some of the fundraisers that we've done, we have done the holiday home show. So you go and tour different homes for the holiday decorations. We have decal sales. I'm sure many of you have that decal from this year. It's the Interlocking IS. Thank you for helping us out with that. Sponsor t-shirts. This is our sponsor t-shirt from this year. Each cheerleader is required to go out and get $800 in sponsorship money just for this shirt. And then there are fundraisers on top of that. We also spot at local competitions. The men go and spot those competitions to make sure that the high school competitors are safe. We also hold monthly home stunt clinics. You guys are welcome to come. We'd love to have you, throw you up in the air. You can throw us up in there if you want to. We also are hosting our first competition here at ISU called Battle in the Bengal Den. That'll be this spring, and that'll have high school teams competing, and they have to pay to compete, and we will also charge admission. And so there are many different fundraisers that we've done for this, but this year we have come up short. One of the main reasons for that is that we have had people drop the team near the beginning of the year, which was the time that we were doing this main fundraiser, this sponsor t-shirt. At that time, we also had to pay for plane tickets to go to nationals. That money's lost when you lose somebody on the team as well. And we have to purchase more expensive tickets later on to cover anybody that we had to come replace them. That is kind of the gist of this explanation, but I do have more if you guys have any questions.
Any questions for Tynan? Senator Kemmerer.
So I forgot to ask this earlier. You said the big reason why you guys went negative or having issues with funding right now is because you had a couple cheerleaders drop out. How do you stop that from happening? Is there any way to get guidelines where that doesn't happen? That could easily happen again next year, and where would you be at then?
So some years there are people that will drop, and there's just honestly nothing you can do about it. One thing that does happen is if your plane ticket was already spent, we do that as a charge to the student's account if they quit the cheer team before going to competition. We had an individual who couldn't compete last year, but she still attended the competition and used her plane ticket, but she paid for it on her own. So if things like that occur, we make sure that it's taken care of. But the $800 in sponsorship money that they were supposed to raise is gone. We don't have anything to make up for that. The $120 or $200 that we're supposed to raise for holiday home show tickets is also gone because we don't have that individual. Part of that, people drop for a myriad of reasons. We had one individual who wanted to leave and go on a mission. We had another individual who just couldn't afford to go to school at the time. So there are myriad of reasons of why some people drop the team, and we usually fill their spot as well. But depending on the time that they join the team, if they've raised that money or not, will kind of make up that deficit. So the people that we lost them in a time during our season that did not allow us to make up that money. We also had an individual who used to be on our team last year whose father would pay $2,000 for food for us to host a barbecue, and we'd sell tickets at football games. She's no longer on the team, so we've lost that fundraiser, trying to make up for it largely with this competition as well. So hopefully in the future we won't have as many people drop and we won't run into this situation again.
Thank you. Are there any other questions for Tynan? All right. Seeing none.
So finance pretty much gave our blessing on this contingency fund request, and if there's any other questions, I will move to approve the contingency fund request for $616.40. Second.
Senator Valencia moves to approve the contingency fund request of $616.40, seconded by Senator Withers. Roll call.
Senator Beckstead?
Yes.
Senator Buchelman? We'll come back. Senator Cleveland?
Yes.
Senator Johnson?
Yes.
Senator Kemmerer?
Yes.
Senator Knopf? Yes. Senator Knapp?
Yes.
Senator Mandel?
Yes.
Senator McConnell?
Yes.
Senator Moniak?
Yes.
Senator Perry?
Yes.
Senator Pitcock?
Yes.
Senator Ricks?
Yes.
Senator Sehening? Senator Sheldon?
Yes.
Senator Smith?
Yes.
Senator Thayer?
Yes.
Senator Underwood?
Yes.
Senator Valencia?
Yes.
Senator Withers?
Yes.
And then Senator Buchanan?
All right. And the ayes have it and the motion carries.
Thank you, Senate. We will be putting your logo on this shirt for next year too. So just so you know, the ASISU logo will be on the shirt for next year. Thank you.
Thank you again for the cheerleaders. Have fun at practice, and that is all I have.
All right. Thank you, Senator Valencia. Rules Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Rules Committee has met, and Bill 492, Bill 493, and Bill 494 will all be released from rules. Thank you.
Thank you. Appointments and reviews.
Appointments and review will meet on Friday at 5 o'clock in the Senate room. We will be doing an interview for the Elections Commission. And then once we get that taken care of, we will bring our decision to next week's meeting in Idaho Falls.
Thank you. Outreach Committee.
We will be meeting next week. We haven't had our first meeting yet. I'll be sending out a doodle. Also for the t-shirts, I will be heading to Meridian Valentine's Day weekend. So if someone can give me the contact information for Twin Falls, I'll see if I can stop by there as well. So that's all I have.
All right. Thank you. Communicate. Oh, Senator Valencia.
Mr. O'Neill informed me that he will be headed to Meridian tomorrow if you would like some stuff to go up with him as well. Okay. Just
Thank you, Senator Valencia. Communications.
Communications has met. Thank you. We're going to be doing the video again this semester. We're going to approach that class again. They are excited to be working with us. And we'll basically be highlighting the line items so that this is a video that can be used again for future years and that other senates won't have to necessarily remake. It's not highlighting senators so much as what it is that ASISU funds. We are going to continue with our student nominations, but as Senator Underwood discussed during caucus, we are going to try to do it a little differently. We're going to do 2 awards instead of 3. And we are going to try to have a mission statement so that we have better criteria for you guys as you requested. So still, if you have any ideas on that, please let us know. We'll be pursuing Facebook and Instagram, and also we'll be working on doing some kind of emails and more regulated technological ways of communicating with campus. And we have a chair that will be working on that. And so we'll report back to you next week on all of that.
Thank you. Service Committee.
Service Committee will be meeting. There we go. Service Committee will be meeting after this meeting today to get a couple ideas for our service projects. I've been approached by a couple, but as a shameless plug, because we never have this many people show up, if you guys have any service projects that you need help with, the Senate is always looking for service projects. We're required 1 service project a semester, and we always need those opportunities for people who can't make it to the one that we schedule. So if you guys ever need help, please contact me and I will let you guys get as much help as I can get you. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator Smith. All right. Moving on to old business. We first have Bill 492, budget timeline.
In the Senate, Bill 492 by Morgan Pitcock, College of Arts and Letters, sponsored by Jordan Withers, Division of Health Sciences, Adam Thayer, College of Science and Engineering. This bill is to provide a timeline for reporting budgets, 2 line items. ASISU bylaws, Article 4, Financial Affairs, Section 11, line item budgets. Clause 1, each line item must submit a budget to the ASISU finance officer, strike out by the first Monday in February. Adding in, the ASISU finance officer will give at least 2 weeks notice before these budgets are due. This budget is based on a set dollar amount per student figure and projected enrollment numbers. The director of each line item has the discretion to budget the funds how he or she sees best for the organization. Are there any questions? Okay. With that, I move to approve Bill 492.
Second.
Senator Pitcock moves to approve Bill 492, seconded by Senator Sheridan, and unanimous was called. Roll call.
Senator Beckstead?
Yes.
Senator Buchelman? Senator Cleveland?
Yes.
Senator Johnson?
Yes.
Senator Kemmerer?
Yes.
Senator Knall?
Yes.
Senator Knapp?
Yes.
Senator Mandal?
Yes.
Senator McConnell?
Yes.
Senator Monia?
Yes.
Senator Perry? Senator Pitcock?
Yes.
Senator Rick?
Yes.
Senator Sehenning? Senator Sheldon?
Yes.
Senator Smith?
Yes.
Senator Thayer?
Yes.
Senator Underwood?
Yes.
Senator Valencia? Yes. Senator Withers?
Yes.
All right, and the motion carries. Bill 493, line item budgets.
Okay, I just want to state that I understand with this bill, the ordering of the way the subsections are might seem a little interesting at the beginning, but to me, you have to have a rule before you have what you require of them. So this is why I set it up the way that I did. So in the Senate, Bill 493 by Morgan Pitcock, College of Arts and Letters, sponsored by Jordan Withers, Division of the Health Sciences, and Adam Thayer, College of Science and Engineering, to make line items accountable for the funds they receive from ASISU. ASISU bylaws, Article 4, Financial Affairs, Section 11, line item budgets, Clause 1, adding in sections A and B. A reads, within this annual budget will be included a projected student/community impact assessment that outlines how many students/community members have been reached by the line item activities. This projected student/community impact assessment will be reported to the format provided by the ASISU finance officer. Section B, the annual budget request will follow the outline provided by the ASISU finance officer. Are there any questions? With that, I move to approve Bill 493.
Second.
Senator Pitcock moves to approve Bill 493, seconded by Senator Beckstead. Roll call.
Senator Beckstead. Yes. Senator Buchelman. Senator Cleveland. Yes. Senator Johnson. Yes. Senator Kemmerer.
Yes.
Senator Pinal. Yes. Senator Knapp. Yes. Senator Mendel.
Yes.
Senator McConnell. Yes. Senator Monia.
Yes.
Senator Perry. Yes. Senator Pitcock.
Yes.
Senator Rick.
Yes.
Senator
Yes.
Sahene. Senator Sheldon.
Yes.
Senator Smith. Yes. Senator Thayer.
Yes.
Senator Underwood.
Yes.
Senator Valencia. Yes. Senator Withers.
Yes.
And the motion carries. Bill 494.
In the Senate, Bill 494 by Morgan Pitcock, College of Arts and Letters, sponsored by V. Valencia College of Education, Courtney McConnell College of Arts and Letters, and Kelly Kemmerer College of Business. This is to encourage clubs, no matter their location, to conduct activities at outreach campuses and receive incentive points. Bylaws, Article 4, Financial Affairs, Section 10, Clause 4. Each student organization may earn points during the fall and spring semester using as criteria the incentive-based funding points statement approved by the Senate Finance Committee and Senate. The list of categories may be changed by a simple majority vote from the Senate Finance Committee and Senate. Section B, Idaho Falls, adding in Twin Falls and Meridian student organizations must have a minimum of 3 active student members in attendance to receive points. Adding in Section C and D. C, any activity conducted on an outreach campus will require a minimum of 3 active student members in attendance to receive points. Section D, any activity conducted on the ISU Pocatello campus by an ASISU Pocatello recognized club must have a minimum of 6 active student members in attendance to receive points. This 6-person minimum does not pertain to outreach campus student organizations. Their 3-person minimum will not be affected by this subsection D. Are there any questions? With that, I move to approve Bill 494.
Seconded.
Senator Pitcock moves to approve Bill 494, seconded by Senator Johnson. Roll call.
Senator Beckstead. Yes. Senator Buchelman. Senator Cleveland. Yes. Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Kemmerer.
Yes.
Senator Knall. Yes. Senator Knapp. Yes. Senator Mandel.
Yes.
Senator McConnell. Yes. Senator Monia.
Yes.
Senator Perry. Yes. Senator Pitcock.
I would just like to encourage senators to let their clubs know that now, if this does pass, of course, that any club from Pocatello can go to Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, or Meridian, and now conduct club events with only 3 members. And I think we should really encourage this. It opens up a whole new spectrum. A lot of times, something that we hear from outreach students is that they can't participate in Pocatello events just because of the travel. Now we can have events up there for them at these other places. And so I think this opens up a lot more money too. So my vote is yes.
Senator Ricks.
Yes.
Senator Sahene. Senator Sheldon.
Yes.
Senator Smith.
Yes.
Senator Thayer.
Yes.
Senator Underwood.
Yes.
Senator Valencia.
Yes.
Senator Withers.
Yes.
The motion carries. Finished with old business, we move on to new business. Resolution 536, theater fee. Senator Sheldon.
In the Senate, Resolution 536 by Daniel Sheldon, College of Arts and Letters, sponsored by Katie Johnson, College of Education, Sam Perry, Division of Health Sciences, Debbie Beckstead, College of Technology, Justin Underwood, College of Technology, Morgan Pitcock, College of Arts and Letters. The purpose of this resolution is to show support for a dedicated student activity fee for Idaho State University's Department of Theater and Dance. Whereas the precedent has been set with similar programs of band, choir, and debate, whereas the growth of the theater and dance program will benefit the whole of the university by increasing recruitment and on-campus life and providing free entertainment for students, whereas this would allow student admission to all theater and dance performances free of charge for less than the cost of a current single student theater admission, whereas Idaho State University has the only school performing arts in the state, whereas Idaho State University Theater and Dance is the only program in the state without an activity fee for this purpose. Whereas Idaho State University's campus is home to the preeminent performance venue, the Stevens Performing Arts Center. Be it therefore resolved that we, the Associated Students of Idaho State University, support the reallocation of ASISU appropriations, currently $2.88, to contribute to the creation of a new dedicated student activity fee, totaling $5.22. Here we go, guys. So there's a million one reasons why I've been pushing from the beginning of the year. A couple of things I would like to clarify. President Tingy did in fact speak correctly when he said that no proposals officially reached his committee. The reason why I wrote this was not to necessarily support something that didn't exist, but to show the faculty, the administration, our support for something like this. Because I think that it's about time the students spoke for what they wanted. A lot of the times our fees go off into who knows where, but this is finally a chance where we can say this is where we want some of our money to go. I love theater. I love everything about it. To clarify one last thing, we currently have a total of $2.88 that goes to theater. This new dedicated fee is $5.22. Now, I'm not very good at math, but I did use a calculator, and I found out that the actual increase is only $2.34. $2. That's all you have to pay, and everyone automatically gets into every show for free. All of a sudden, Idaho State University is again known for its performing arts. That not only helps those that are in the department, but it also helps with recruitment. It helps with knowledge. It helps with recognition. It helps with student life. It helps with the community. It helps with involvement. There's not a single bad thing about this. And my last point is that the administration is currently at the State Board of Education, and they're asking for a 3% increase total of tuition and fees. What that means is that the total cost for schooling will go up by 3% regardless of what we do. So the only thing that we're deciding is whether or not that money goes to tuition, which is a bag that we don't know where it goes, or it goes to this dedicated fee. We're not actually raising any cost for students at all. The only difference is that we decide where it goes. And I think it's about time the students decided where their money goes. With that, I open up to discussion.
Senator Pickup.
So I would like to say Daniel's worked on this for a very long time. I've tried to help out. And I can't emphasize how important this is for the university. If I want to put this in a contextual aspect that maybe most of us will understand, it's kind of hard to be a biology or chemistry major or an engineering major or something like that if you don't have a lab to do your studies in, to do research and stuff like that. This is essentially a theaters where these people can do their lab work. But this lab work isn't just for them. They do it for other people. And so all students get access to this. They get to participate in it. And the thing is, like, if you want to go to every single one of the regular performances, it's $28 for the year if you just go to the main four. And I don't think that's fair. Personally, I would ideally just like to pay $5 or whatever in my regular student fees and just be able to go. Like, I can go to a sporting event or I can go to a choir event, stuff like that. And also, if you've been to these events, if you've been to a theater program, you realize that for what they get, they do an amazing job. And imagine the amazing job that they could do if they had a little bit more and we showed a little bit more support. It'd make it, open to more students. And I think that's what we should always push for, no matter who we are, what college we represent. We're here for the students, and we need to look out for the students and make sure that things are available that they could appreciate. Because this isn't just for the students that are in it. This isn't just for the students of arts and letters. This is for everybody. And I think we should support that. And this is a way to do that. So.
Thank you. Senator Valencia.
Thank you, Chair. So thank you to everyone who came and voiced your opinions. I want to commend everyone for what they do. I've never been in like a theater production, but I've done my fair share with Mr. Lakota in dance. And I had broken pinky toes from that dance floor. I bled on that floor. I sweat all over that baby. And I can't even imagine what you guys put into that with theater. So I know I'm coming from it on a different perspective, but if I put that much hard work into a dance production, I can't even imagine what you guys do, because I know I've bought in my fair share of bed night makeup and that stuff's not cheap. I have bought in my own costumes for dance, so that wasn't cheap either. So I think this is really good. I love going to your guys' productions. I'm like I said again, I'm coming from a different perspective, but if I put that much hard work into a dance production, I can't even imagine what you guys go through on a regular basis for that. So I think this is great. I think we need to do this, and I think it broadens the aspect of people actually wanting to go to things like this, because I know sometimes it's hard for me to get my friends to even go to like my dance recitals, and I'm like, hey guys, come watch me dance. So I again thank you guys, and I really hope that this goes through.
Thank you. Senator Smith.
Thank you. So I'm kind of talking from the aspect of a lot of the dance students that I have class with. I take a hip hop class. I'm not good at it. I'm a terrible dancer. I'll throw that out there right now. I admit it. I'm really tall. I'm really gangly. I don't do very good at dancing. It's fine. But when they talk to me about how when they have a dance performance and only so many students can be in it because that's all they can afford, or when they can't have costumes for these programs that they're putting on and people are having to spend out of their own wallet to even put on productions. And these are basic productions, nothing compared to some of the large scale productions we could be doing. It's really sad to think that, as students, we would quabble over $2 when we could be saving people, one ticket $7. We could be saving people a lot of money if they'd be going to these productions anyway. And we're willing to give a lot of money to other performance activities, be it any kind of performance we've been to. And yes, I understand that some students aren't going to go to this, but not everyone goes to a football game, not everyone goes to a band or orchestra recital, but we still give them the money. So I feel like we should be helping this program that is telling us that they aren't being able to put on the same kind of production quality that they want to, and they're dropping shows, not being able to pay for shows because they don't have this money. It's really sad that our school would support certain groups more than other groups, and I think that precedent needs to stop. That we need to, if we're going to support one group, we should support all groups, and when they're telling us that they can't perform effectively because of lack of money, that's something we really need to think about. And yes, I understand it's an increase of fee, but it's an increase of $2 per student, $2 and some change per student that could go to better a performance and better a program that we're saying is one of the top ones in the nation. And we always sell ourselves on when we're trying to get students. And as somebody who works for recruitment, we sell ourselves on these students coming and looking at this program, but then we don't give the program the funding it needs to actually be efficient. So I'm selling this to students, but then I'm not giving them the money to actually have an efficient program.
Senator Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So really the only argument against this one I would see from anybody would be the financial aspect of it, and that's been addressed, obviously. I think the platform that probably a lot of us stood on when we were running for elections was to not increase fees, but it's been addressed. So unless I'm mistaken, I think the majority of us are in agreement of this, and I'd move to approve Resolution 536.
Second. Senator Perry moves to approve Resolution 536, seconded by Senator Sheldon. Roll call.
Senator Beckstead? Yes. Senator Buchelman? Senator Cleveland? Pass. Senator Johnson?
Pass.
Senator Kemmerer?
Pass.
Senator Canal?
Yes.
Senator Knapp?
Yes.
Senator Mandel?
Yes.
Senator McConnell?
I just have something to say really fast. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. I just wanted to say really fast, give you a little list. The boy in the striped pajamas, Where the Red Fern Grows, The Green Mile, and I'm really embarrassed to say, but The Cheetah Girls. These are all movies which made me cry at the end. And I just wanted you all to know, I believe it was either Mr. Johnson or Mr. Lyle who said that your production of James and the Giant Peach emotionally had an impact on hundreds of children. You can include me in that number. I was just one of the kids who was just dumbfounded by the performance. And you said that you had no budget. I would have never known if you had not said that. It was amazing. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just one of the kids that you guys have reached out to, and many of these actors in these movies that I've stated have touched. So no fee increase or ticket cost if this doesn't go through can repay you for that. So with that, I just give you guys my thanks and my support for this resolution.
Your vote.
Yes.
Senator Moniak,
Yes.
Senator Perry,
Yes.
Senator Pitcock,
I'd just like to say, how much of a spectacular job that you guys do again. So yes.
Senator Ricks,
Yes.
Senator Sahene,
Yes.
Senator Sheldon,
I would just like to thank everyone for coming out here. I think that the support from the students, the faculty, the staff is phenomenal. I think it speaks to the strength of this program. I'd just like to tell one last quick story. James and the Giant Peach did have zero budget, but we have such determined professors, and we had such a wonderful director in Vanessa Bellum that she was forced to pay for a number of things out of her own pocket. And that's not right at all. And thanks to her vision and dream, it came true. But I hope that the higher ups are listening to what the students are saying, because it's about time we get some change. Yes.
Senator Smith,
I'd just like to say thank you all for coming. It means a lot to us to have people actually come to our meetings. It doesn't happen very often. And from a recruitment aspect where I do work with the students who are coming in, I'm excited to say that if this resolution does pass and this does end up happening, I can tell students that not only do we have one of the best performing arts centers in the nation, but now we can utilize it effectively. So with that, I give a resounding yes.
Senator Thayer, Senator Underwood,
Yes.
Senator Valencia,
Again, I just want to commend you guys for everything you do. I will probably never understand, but my little toes understand. And I just, as an educator, I see like my future taking kids, being a school teacher and taking kids to these productions. Hopefully you guys do amazing things throughout the years, and hopefully more people get to go. Now we can start spreading the word that they won't cost as much, and maybe talk them into $7 for the sneak preview going into one of these future productions. So yes.
Senator Withers,
I would also like to extend my thanks to everyone that came out tonight. I know that it's no easy task being at school from at least 8 a.m. and staying all through your classes that you have to both teach and go to, as well as doing your plays after your practice and everything. So I thank you for not only inspiring us to see communication in an entirely different way, but also helping to remind us that education is not just how to balance an equation or how to manage accounting or anything like that. It's much more about learning who you are, and you see that through the plays that you convey. So I appreciate that, and I thank you all for your hard work. So yes.
Senator Cleveland,
I'd like to say a couple things too. Thank you everybody for coming out. I recognize that quite a few of you from classes and also from on stage. I recently went to Boy Gets Girl, fantastic production, really enjoyed it. If I could put a feeler out there, if this passes, if you guys could possibly start putting on more musicals. I love musicals. Preferably, I would rather go see that than a play, just throwing that out there, but I will still go see the plays. With that, I really like going to your shows. I mean, if this doesn't pass, I will still go with you and still pay the $7 to go see it, because you guys do. Yes! Oh my gosh, that totally just made my day. But anyways, with that, I would like to say yes, because this is a program that really needs it.
Senator Johnson,
I firmly believe that your department is tremendous. I think you guys bridge a huge gap between the community and the students and the arts. I think the arts approaches different topics in ways that other people can't. You can't approach everything with the textbook. You guys not only do it in the classroom, but you put it on the stage, and you put it on the stage for other people, so other people can learn as well. And I think that's incredible. And with that, I vote absolutely yes.
Senator Kemmerer,
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? Senator Sahani.
Actually, I'm not going to change my vote, but I just also want to congratulate them on the good job they are doing. Over the couple of weeks, I was personally part of the African Night event preparation, and I know how we actually needed money to carry out whatever thing that we wanted to do. So without money, I think it is very difficult for such programs to take place. It has like impact positively on people who actually patronize these programs. I, for one, have not been able to be part of your programs or whatever theater, whatever place that you've been showcasing. I think I have to advise myself and be part of it for the subsequent weeks or days to come. I think on this note, I just want to congratulate you. You're doing a great job. That's good. Keep it up.
All right. And with that, the motion carries. Senator Valencia,
I would like to recognize Senator Thayer.
recognized. Any new business, we will move to gallery for further questions and answers. Seeing none in the other, I'd like to at this time yield some time to Senator Pitcock.
So as we talked about in caucus, there is the library fundraiser that's coming up on the 7th, and we said that we would like to donate to that. I would like to open the floor for some discussion on how much we'd like to donate, and then we, of course, would need to make a motion to donate that out discretionary.
Senator Valencia.
Did we donate 200 last year? Can anybody help me out on that? I think we had two teams, and each team donated 100. But I'm not correct. I don't know.
We are looking that up.
Okay.
Senator Johnson.
Same thing.
Senator Cameron.
Wasn't it that we donated a whole, and it wasn't a team necessarily.
I don't know. I wasn't here that weekend. And I don't golf.
Senator Sheldon.
So just as FYI, if we donate $250, that is sponsoring a hole. One of the 18 holes will be decorated in our honor. Our business card image will be on the scorecard. We get 6 free golf passes. Business will be named on the Library Mini Golf webpage until the next event. A name of all donors will be posted on the Hall of Honor at the library until the end of May. It's $250.
And the number from last year was $250 total.
Let's do that.
Senator Pitcock.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve $250 out of the Senate discretionary for a hole at the library fundraiser mini golf in the library.
Second.
Senator Pitcock moves to approve $250 of the Senate contingency fund to be discretionary fund. Thank you. To be donated to the library for their mini golf event. Seconded by Senator Beckstead. Roll call.
Senator Beckstead?
Yes.
Senator Buchelman? Senator Cleveland?
Yes.
Senator Johnson? Yes. Senator Kemmerer?
Yes.
Senator Canal? Senator Grant?
Yes.
Senator Mandal?
Yes.
Senator McConnell?
I have a quick question. Sorry.
Sorry.
Is this $250 donation on top of having a team? Okay. Yes.
Senator Moniak?
Yes.
Senator Perry?
Yep.
Senator Pitcock?
Yes.
Senator Ricks?
Yes.
Senator Sahene?
Yes.
Senator Sheldon?
Yes.
Senator Smith?
Yes.
Senator Thayer?
Yes.
Senator Underwood?
Yes.
Senator Valencia?
Yes.
Senator Withers?
Yes.
Senator Mandal?
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? Seeing none, motion carries. At this time, if you would all join me in the ISU fight song.
ISU fight! ISU fight! Go! Go! Go Bengals go!
Senator Underwood.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Senator Underwood moves to adjourn, seconded by Senator McConnell. Unanimous was called. This meeting is adjourned. After roll call. Don't leave.